Why do some people get rich while others stay broke forever? The truth? It's not about how much money you make, it's about how you think about money. And if you don't fix your mindset, you'll never build wealth. First of all, let's talk about the biggest difference between how rich and poor people think about money. It's not just about how much money you make, it's about how you use it. And this is where the biggest mistake happens. Most people work hard for their money, but the problem is they see money as something to spend, not something to grow. Robert Kiyosaki explains this perfectly in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The poor buy liabilities, the rich buy assets. If you're spending your money on things that don't make you more money, you will always be stuck in the cycle. Here's the biggest trap. Most people don't realize that their purchases are actually keeping them broke. They think buying a new car, a new phone, or designer clothes will make them feel successful. But in reality, they're just making someone else rich. You didn't invest in yourself, you invested in Apple. Congratulations, you just made Tim Cook richer. Meanwhile, the rich don't just work for money, they make money work for them. Every dollar they earn is a tool for creating more money. Instead of chasing luxury, they chase investments. And over time, this mindset shift makes all the difference. Let's take Jeff Bezos as an example. In the 90s, he wasn't buying fancy cars. He was investing everything into Amazon. And today, he's one of the richest people on the planet. Naval Ravikant, one of the most brilliant minds in investing, explains that the rich don't just use money, they use leverage. Most people trade time for money. They work a 9 to 5, they get paid, and then they spend it. But the rich, they use money, code, content, and investments to build things that make money while they sleep. This is why investing in assets like stocks, businesses, and content creation is so important. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. Still think money will solve all your problems? Let's talk about the lottery curse. Studies show that nearly 70% of lottery winners go broke within 5 years. Why? Because they never learned how to handle money in the first place. Same thing happens to athletes, celebrities, and rappers. They make millions and lose it all because it was never about the money, it was about the mindset. One of the biggest reasons people stay poor? They can't delay gratification. Poor people focus on now, rich people focus on later. And this one difference determines financial success. Let's talk about the famous Stanford Marshmallow Experiment. In the 1960s, psychologist Walter Mischel and his team conducted a study with young children. They placed a marshmallow in front of each child and said, "You can eat this now, but if you wait 15 minutes, you'll get 2 marshmallows instead." Years later, researchers followed up with these kids. The ones who waited for the second marshmallow, they were more successful in life, better jobs, higher incomes, and even healthier relationships. Why? Because they had self-control. They understood that waiting and being patient leads to bigger rewards later. And this applies directly to money. If you always chase short-term pleasure, you'll never build wealth. There is another mistake we make all the time in real life. That is falling into the credit card trap. Credit card companies know that people have no self-control. That's why they make it easy to buy now and worry later. But here's what really happens. You buy something with your credit card, thinking you'll pay it later. But later comes with 20% interest. And before you know it, you're drowning in debt, working just to pay off things you bought years ago. Meanwhile, the rich think long-term. Warren Buffett didn't get rich overnight. He started investing when he was 11 years old. And now, he's worth over $100 billion. Imagine you had invested just $1,000 in Amazon stock in 1999. Today, that would be worth over $1 million. The difference? Some people buy liabilities, others buy assets. Poor people buy things that lose value. Rich people buy things that create value. One of the biggest reasons people stay broke, they're too afraid to start. Fear of investing, fear of starting a side hustle, fear of failure. But here's the truth. If you never start, you will never build wealth. Most people say, investing is too risky. But do you know what's even riskier? Not investing at all. If you keep all your money in cash, inflation is slowly eating away your wealth. Every year, your money loses value. Long-term investors understand one thing: time is your best friend. If you wait for the perfect moment to invest, you'll never start. Even Warren Buffett says, the best time to invest was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Another common excuse? I want to start a side hustle, but what if I fail? Here's the reality. Everyone sucks when they first start. The difference? Some people push through, others give up. Mr. Beast made over 100 videos before he got any traction. Now, he's one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. Stephen King's first novel was rejected 30 times before it got published. Imagine if he had quit. If you want financial freedom, you have to take action. There's no perfect moment to start, but not all side hustles are created equal. You need something that scales over time. Here's what works. Content creation. YouTube, blogging, TikTok. It's slow at first, but the beauty of content, you create it once and it can pay you forever. Writing a book or online course. Most people quit because it takes effort up front, but once it's done, it can bring passive income for years. Selling digital products, ebooks, templates, stock photos. If you can create something people need, they will pay for it over and over again. So how do you actually overcome fear and start? Here's a simple formula. Start small, stay consistent, and have patience. If you're scared of investing, start with just $10 a week. If you want to start a side hustle, spend just 30 minutes a day building something of value. Small steps lead to big results over time. So here's the truth. If you don't change how you think about money, you will never become rich. Start thinking long-term. Focus on investing and break free from the paycheck-to-paycheck mindset. And if you want to stop being a dumb investor, hit that subscribe button. See you in the next video.